All right, y'all. We're Black and White Randomz podcast. I'm T, aka Sky. This is alrighty. So we're back with another random podcast of random things that we like to talk about. World events, sports, who knows? Yeah. So we will see. We will see. All right, if you guys are just joining us though, make sure you guys like, comment, share. Hit that notification bell first, depending on what platform you're on. Just give us a thumbs up or like or whatnot. Hey, hit that follow too. Anyway, so here we go. Would you go on a virtual date?
I'm willing to try it.
Do you know what a virtual date entails?
I'm assuming based on this that it's self-explanatory. Is it something more than what the title suggests?
Not necessarily, but like I've been seeing a couple chicks here and there starting to go on like little virtual dates or whatnot. Um, and they're usually like over FaceTime or whatever,
Okay.
which kind of makes total sense because why not be on FaceTime?
Yeah.
Whatever. Um, well, the guys been taking some of the guys have been taking the initiative to set the female up, make sure like if they're gonna do like dinner plans or something like that,
Right.
they're sending them money to make sure that they can pay for whatever meal they want, whatever. Not saying that like that's the end all be all. Like you could technically be in the house and just cook you a meal, like whatever. Um,
Yeah.
there's a couple of those, but it's like some people like they play games through FaceTime. I'm like, what games are you playing?
Well, you know the App Store now has the whole like you can play games between iPhones now. And then I know like Facebook Messenger has its own thing too, where you can play a bunch of games with Facebook Messenger. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever outlet you're using to communicate, they have built-in games now. Some of them do. So you could be having a conversation and playing the game at the same time.
I feel like it's just it's actually allowing people um to date long distance a lot more than they would in the past. Like
Yeah.
because like yeah, you could do it online, you could talk,
Right.
online, but I feel like the virtual date is becoming more of a thing.
I mean,
Um,
it takes a lot of pressure off of an actual physical date too. Like take some of that
I
pressure
guess
off, So I think I'm gonna give it a try.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm just
it's
playing
one
for
of those
fun.
things. Like if it's successful, that's a prime example of if he wanted to, he would. Um,
Sure it is. Absolutely
you
is.
know, I guess
But
it's
why
a
not
lot
try it?
easier.
It's not. It might not be for you, and that's fine. But why not try it?
Yeah, but I feel like if you're open to dating across state lines or
Right.
someone that might be out of the country that or whatever that looks like, maybe the virtual date is a really good thing. All right. So we're gonna move to his next question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the new wave of HIV cases that are associated with the passport bros coming out of the Philippines?
Specifically the Philippines? No.
Specifically, like they're going to travel to the Philippines and they coming back and get tested and you went over there and got into some mess you wasn't supposed to.
You know, this is the very first thing I thought of. When friend went to study abroad,
Mm-hmm.
and they got I'll never forget he told me this, and they got him all together for their meeting this semester before they left campus.
Mm-hmm.
He said the very first thing they said was the rules of death apply everywhere you go. That's the only thing y'all need to remember. If you don't remember nothing else we say here, the dangers are the same. You got to protect yourself. And they went
Mm-hmm.
through the whole like things that people do when they go travel, being stupid. And that's like one of the things you think I don't have to go protect myself. Why would you not have to protect yourself?
First of all, you out of the country. You're in a whole different country.
And I don't
That
think,
still has diseases and some that haven't even probably made it to the United States.
and I don't think condoms are not on the no-fly list, y'all. You can take them with you if you want to.
But also, I'm pretty sure they probably sell condoms in the
Yeah, but
Philippines.
I mean, like
Like,
if you're very
yeah,
specific, but like they're not on a no-fly, they're not on a ban list. Take them with you.
put them in your suitcase.
Be right. Be
Whatever.
smart. Why you being stupid?
Yeah, definitely be smart.
Right.
But yeah, passport bros going over to the Philippines, and apparently they have a higher HIV like rate. Not sure what it is, but like actually like watching it on the platform that I saw it on, uh the percentage of people in the Philippines do have a higher like rate. Um yeah, you wouldn't unless people were coming back with it.
Yeah, that's working.
Because why would we? That would not be on
Yeah,
our
that's
spectrum. I feel like they try to, I hate to say this, because Africa is so like
I
prominent.
had the
Like
same.
you always hear about like Kenya and stuff, but you never
Yeah,
like, come
I
on.
was literally sitting here in my mind. I'm like next to the U.S. Like
And I guess they're saying like out of all of like the Asian countries, like they have like
okay,
the highest percentage of people with HIV.
you have to do research before you go places. Find out. If you're going to go for those types of activities, even if you're not planning on those types of activities, it's part of like common sense traveling
It
to
is, but a
know.
lot of them going over there, they getting happy endings and all that type stuff. And them happy endings ain't always
Not
yeah.
only,
Y'all just be safe out there, people.
yeah,
Please and thank
smart.
you. All right. So what do you think makes rich people rich? Like down to qualities, personality traits, um, things of that nature.
Mm,
And then like potential like business ventures that they might get into. Like, what do
right.
you think the mindset of a rich person even?
Me,
How did they get there?
I don't know. I feel like in a lot of ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
The richest person I personally can say I've ever known, and this is not necessarily strictly monetary, although he did do well at in his late adulthood into
Mm-hmm.
his elderly. My grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
he made smart investments. He had a financial advisor. He worked. He retired. He had a family. He had found a lot of so we were the two of us were the only grandkids, but found a lot of fulfillment in that. His wife. He was in the Merchant Marines in World War II. He traveled the world. Like he
Mm-hmm.
went around the world twice. Like every
Right.
port of call that existed at the time, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of his life, he had also made smart investments and was well off enough to leave something for his kids, but just live a life
Mm-hmm.
where he didn't have to worry at the end. He didn't make millions and millions, but he was good and he was fulfilled otherwise. Because I think a
I
lot of
can
people
understand.
sacrifice the other things that make a fulfilled life or a rich life for strictly monetary. And I think that's where a lot of people in this day and age are starting to get off track. They're sacrificing the other things strictly for the money.
Mm. So the one other thing that I would add to that outside of that is like personality traits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leadership, core leadership principles and things of
Right.
that nature.
Definitely.
Right. One of the common things that a lot of good leaders have in general, whether you're rich, not rich, or whatever, like you could potentially use this to get rich. Ownership, taking accountability over your work.
Like,
Period, point blank, whatever it is, you have to have some type of level of ownership in order to drive tasks, operations,
mm-hmm.
have a good business mindset in whatever capacity it is. Like you literally have to be an owner of whatever it is. Not be afraid to take those risks, knowing that, yeah, like you're not always going to be rewarded. And a lot of rich people do take risks, right? That's how they get to where they are. And they have to kind of like not be afraid to take those risks. Um, but also like one thing that I was like really looking into, honestly, there's a lot of the rich people in the world you would think those one percenters or the ones that are close to the 1%, you would think all of them are like entrepreneurs. All of them are not
No,
entrepreneurs.
not all. Some of them are just smart
There's a good
investors.
percentage of them that aren't entrepreneurs. Like for the most part, like you have people who are, they're investors, potentially could have invented something, sold it. You have people that like literally like buy businesses, take them over from whatever they were, either resell them, rebrand them, uh potentially hire people to take control. You got people that get in the stocks that are really good at the stock market. Granted, the stock market is what it is now, but like they are just smart with what they do, but they also own every step of the way. And a lot of them actually allow themselves time to figure out what it is that they're interested in, and then they go full force into it. But also, a lot of them are not really scared to take risks with their money.
That's something that's really hard.
It is
That's
like they
hard.
start out a certain way. Now, in the beginning, I'm not going to say like they aren't smart about what they do, their finances. a lot of them have some type of experience and a good relationship with money. A lot of, I'm gonna say specifically Americans. I don't know about outside of this country, but
Right.
a lot of Americans can't even talk about money like face to face. Period. Point blank.
Yeah,
They
they
get
become very
uncomfortable. They don't want to talk to
sentimental
you.
about
Like
it.
whatever. Like that's their business. If you can't even talk about money, are you really like in a position to accept, receive, be able to invest it back? Like a lot of us don't talk about finances. We don't take financial classes. Like, we're out here just trying to figure stuff out. Something as basic as even like a regular accounting course and stuff like that. Like you got to know how money works in order for you to be able to
They don't
produce
have
it
to teach people that
and draw it
anymore.
in. Yeah, you really got to know how money works though, and a lot of people don't understand the flow of money, how money actually comes in, the currencies. Like they don't understand any of this stuff.
And don't even get people started asking them how credit cards actually work. Like the percentage of people who understand that are way lower than the people who can balance a checkbook.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the United States education system's
Fully
is
agree.
like problem
I fully agree.
because they should totally teach finance
Yeah.
in schools. It would benefit a lot of Americans because this country also thrives off. I'm sorry about it, people's debt,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of young Americans get caught up in debt early on just because the like you can take out loans now.
Yep.
You can get the credit, especially when you go to college. Man, them credit card companies be knocking on your
Yeah, they
door.
do.
Soon as they find out you're 18, they
That's
sending you
it.
every credit card under the sun.
It's like the new birthday card. You're gonna have one waiting in your mailbox.
It is like, bro, you gotta understand how money works.
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, but you know,
Definitely.
you gotta be able to understand it.
You do. And if you don't, you gotta look it up. Look, talk to someone.
Anywho, moving along to this next topic.
Okay.
You know how I know I'm maturing?
How?
Yeah. I used to like when I left work. Well, let's put it this way: when my working hours was a little bit different, I could come home from work. Actually, I go straight to the restaurant first
Yes.
because I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
I'm about to
That
go out
makes
and
it
eat.
very.
I'm about to spend money on myself or whatever.
Uh,
That's if I want to go out and eat,
uh,
right? Which was a couple times a week,
mhm.
right? And or I could go out party at the end of my week, no problem, whatever.
Oh,
Now when
I
I
like
leave
those
work,
weekend
I'm trying to
parties.
come home and be with the cats. Like I don't care that about nothing else. I'm like, bro, I'm going home to see the cats.
You do come right to speak to the cat.
Like, like for real.
You do.
Like I don't. It just is what it is. Like I don't even crave being around people. I don't really want to be around people. I can be in an area like a literal building full of people and be in my own world.
Yeah.
Like no,
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't want to do a lot of the things. Go a lot of places that I wanted to when we were a lot younger. And we're not that old, but we feel like we're that old when we think about going out. I don't want to. No. I'm good.
I'm mature. I'm
Even if a
past it. I'm
restaurant
over
is
it.
too full, like when we walked into a couple weeks ago, we walked into a bowling alley and we let there's too
Mm-mm.
many people in
First
here.
of all, it wasn't the largest of bowling
Oh, it
alleys.
was packed, and we were like, we looked at each other. We were like,
Nah,
there's two people in here.
like and on top of that, to make things worse, it was like some weird argument going on
Oh
between some
yeah,
guys, and I was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with
we
this
were
right
like,
now.
nah,
No,
we're
I'm
just gonna
good.
go back out the door and get the car and go somewhere else.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
But yeah, like the relaxation mode, like I'm on team relaxation right now. Team better diets, team like I'm on my glow up period, hopefully coming soon at a point. Like, I'll travel. Like if I go out and travel,
right.
yeah, then I'm gonna be out and about, obviously.
That's an expected time. That's like on
Um,
the average day.
no, and people are just weird. Like when you go
People are
out now,
really weird.
especially like this new age of guys, like y'all
Y'all
are
are
really
getting
weird.
weird.
Y'all are giving weird.
Really, really weird.
Like last night, I had my second weird interaction in the last probably like month.
Did you hear the one on the when we were walking across the street on the corner? He
No,
walked by. I don't know if his head spun for me or you, but he went ooh, and he walked away. I don't think you heard him. I don't think it was the same one, but I was like, sir, that's not how you get someone's attention.
No, they're just giving weird. Like, if you want to come up and talk to me, then do that. But don't
You can't
be.
catcall.
First of
Catcalling
all,
doesn't work.
we gonna go to the ones that was in the parking garage.
Yeah.
So we get in the parking garage from our friend's birthday event or whatever. So we're going down to get into my truck. Literally, as I'm talking to, I can't remember what I told you at this point, but these guys come like speeding by. They have like, they were driving an Acura, but it wasn't even, I'm not even getting ready to get into what gear it was. We just gonna leave it at that. They were driving an Acura.
Right.
Now, mind you, I just told you I'm in the truck. They're in like a low Acura, whatever. So they're speeding. I hear the tires like squeal, and all of a sudden, I was like, "Where?" First of all, it's like poles inside of this parking lot.
Yeah.
Too on top of that, so literally they could have crashed
Yes.
as fast as they were going. So
And
we
the
go.
ground is there were wet spots in there too.
We just gonna let it go. So they back the car in, and like I hear like them starting to like beep their horn or whatever. So like at this point in time, I can hear them inside of the car, but I can't really make out what they're saying because they're like maybe like 3 or 4 spots over where I'm parked. So like at this point, I'm like sitting in the driver's seat, and all I can hear is them like yelling. And I look over, mind you, I have tints on my windows, and I could just see one of them going like this through the window. I was like, what? And then I see they start getting like really aggressive about it. So I'm like, what the hell? So I go to roll the window down, and
You did
just
it the first time.
huh?
You did it the first time.
No, the first time I didn't. The second time I
Yeah.
wrote it down a little bit just to see like what's going on. Cause first of all, we were in DC at the time. For y'all that don't know, you can't hear my accent. I'm from Maryland, but I'm a Baltimorean because that's where I was born, but I don't live in Baltimore. I live in Maryland. That's all I'm gonna say. So, um, I'm like kind of like on alert because I'm like, what the hell? First of all, y'all are aggressive. They like rocking the vehicle, like hollering, screaming. And the one dude is like, oh, come in. I'm like, no. So I roll my window back up. And at this point, I'm like, nah, we get ready to get up out of here. So this guy gets up out of the car and he starts walking towards like the passenger side, the driver's side window, or whatever. And immediately I see him and I get ready to pull out the spot. I'm like, he like, come on though. Like, no, who taught you fools? Like, and then I really credit the females right now because what are we doing as women that this is going on? It's one thing, like back in the day, like it was more common for dudes to like catcall back in the day and stuff like this, but this was like beyond catcalling. Like
they were respectful too. Like you could tell, like when we were young, you could tell a dude, no, thank you, and he would leave you alone. He would still give you a compliment, but he would leave you. They don't do that now.
And I literally was telling him like no, like through the window. He just kept coming towards the car. I was like, yeah, no.
You even said no, thank you. Like you were polite.
I know I did. I know I did because I'm polite. So I pull my truck out and I take off. Yeah, they could have tried to follow if they wanted to. Well, he ain't knows his ass was getting ready to get maced. He came any close to my car, but I'm just like, first of all, it was super aggressive for no apparent reason at all. My thing is, no, but there's a bunch of ways he could have went about that.
Absolutely.
Like
that had nothing to do like the way that you tried that. No. He really got out of the car and started walking toward her side of the car.
Hence, this is why I stay myself in the house. For random goofy experiences like this. Him and that dude from the casino. But that's is what it is.
I'm given the choice between the two, the dude at the casino. I'll take another interaction with him.
Yeah, the dude at the casino was a lot less aggressive.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but anywho.
Y'all need to work with the approach.
Moving along. So this is a story.
Okay.
White mom with a black son. Now, mind you,
okay.
The reason why I'm reading it as such is because that was the title of the story.
Okay.
All right. So here you go. This mom, she pulls up to a scene where her son had been arrested in Montgomery County. For you guys that don't know, Montgomery County is actually in Maryland. Okay. So the mom, I guess she asked the white cop where her son was at this point, and he said he had been arrested for like resisting or whatever. Right.
Okay.
So at this point, now mind you, I just told you it's a white mom with a black son. She was like, "Oh, did you beat him?" Mind you, it calmest tone. She's not like
Just in your
loud
face with it.
or whatever. This officer immediately starts getting irate with her. No, we didn't do all. I mean, like he's a now. Like if I'm a mom, now I'm gonna be on high alert because you're aggressive. And why are you
Yeah, the fact
aggressive?
that you got aggressive.
All you had to do was say no, ma'am. He was like, I got on a body cam and da 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 da. And she was like, I didn't even ask. And she was like, I'm not even worried about that body cam. She said, to be honest, she said I was calm. I was not rude. She was like, I just asked you one question because my son is black. He was like, and what is that supposed to mean? She said, you know exactly what that means. And for y'all that don't know, Montgomery County is one of our racist counties. I'm just going to put that out there. It has racist people in it. Okay.
Right, and that's the thing.
I don't mean everybody in the county is racist, but they have a higher percentage of racist white people in that county.
It is one of those places you are careful when you go, and you do what you gotta do when you leave. We not hanging out.
Not even close.
No.
I just don't understand. Like, yes, could she have worded that a little bit better?
She could have.
Yes. However, she meant what she meant when she showed up.
Exactly. That moment she's a mother and your feelings.
And my thing is,
Okay.
just because you're saying he resisted does not mean he resisted. And what's your definition of he resisted
Right.
versus what you guys actually learned? Because police just be making up their own rules as they go along versus the actual law.
They do. And that body cam don't mean nothing because you can turn your body cam off and so can your partner. So please miss me with that whole as a body
They
cam.
can, but if they
I don't
do,
believe
that's
that
an
body
automatic.
cam.
You about to have your case is getting dismissed.
Right.
So
But that's the thing. A lot of them, if they're gonna do, they don't care.
and
They're
they
about
don't have to care. But a lot of them, there's some cases where some of these cops are starting to get found, and what's happening to y'all is not nice.
It is about time.
And not recalling like y'all badge numbers is public knowledge. Your name is it's one.
Your name and
Once
your
that
address.
person goes to court, your name then becomes public
Yep.
to a certain extent. Like people can find you. Sorry about it. You have a lot of y'all have wives, children. They might not even be coming after you. They might be coming after your family. So at the end of the day, you might really want to get your shit together because there's some people out here that really just do not care.
Yeah, they don't.
They'll roll up. You might have cameras at your house the same way you got them cameras at your house, and that same way you turn them body cameras off. They don't care. Like you might want to stop it.
I mean, like she could have phrased that differently. That's true. She could have, but did she have to? No.
No, what's the
No,
point of
she
you
didn't.
getting angry and upset?
Right.
For what purpose?
And I'm when I was
All he had to do was say, "No, man, we did not," and leave it at
when I
that.
was a teenager, I used to get into this argument with a specific person. I'll tell you who later. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always that not all cops are bad. And I used to say, look, not all of them are bad, but the ones who keep quiet, when the ones who are doing the shit they're doing, you're giving everyone the same reputation. If y'all don't want to be known by the ones who do this shit, you need to start speaking up. You need to start reporting them, cooperating with your internal investigations. You need to start speaking out. Y'all who stay quiet are just as guilty as the ones who were committing the acts. So
Absolutely.
Hear that not all cops are bad shit. The quiet ones are bad too. So, and most of them are the quiet ones. So,
for sure,
until they change that internal dialogue that they have, that until that changes within each department.
My thing is, it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
No,
like it's not, especially things that are coming up and coming about. Well, think about this: January 20th is coming up and approaching very soon. Our president elect, and I'm not getting into politics too much.
No, we're not.
But y'all can read, y'all seen the stories, and that's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna move on along. Anyway, do you think seafood bowls are overrated?
No, I think some of y'all need to learn what should be in one and how it should be flavored. But no, I don't think they're overrated as a whole.
First of all,
I'm a Marylander.
we live in Maryland. We have most people that live in Maryland that are from Maryland eat seafood.
Yep.
You have two types of people in Maryland that don't eat seafood: the ones that are allergic, or the ones that just don't eat like fish at all.
And that's
Like and that is, and I don't want to say like they just don't eat fish,
Yeah, like
so
they
they
don't
not
like
trying crab, they not trying shrimp.
yeah.
They claim it's a texture issue. I don't put it.
Smell.
It's a smell. It's a whatever. They got all the excuses in the book, but really haven't tried too much seafood. It's like I tried this one thing way back yonder and I didn't like it. Okay, exactly. And it'll be one specific type of seafood that turned them off from all the rest.
Right.
Oh no, I don't even want to try the rest of it. I'm like, yo, you
Yeah,
realize you're a grown adult?
Yeah, overall, they're not overrated at all. Y'all just need to learn
Hmm.
how to make them. Yeah.
Like that. Make sure you get the right seasoning for your bag. And
The
honestly,
right extras, like the right stuff that's extra to go in there.
places that are really known for seafood bull bags are like literally Louisiana and Baltimore.
Yeah.
Well, Maryland, period. But
Right.
if you ain't in one of them two places and you getting a seafood bowl, and I'm not saying the rest of the South can't make them because I heard there's different spots in the South. You know, y'all would have to enlighten me because I haven't been there. I can't tell you exactly where. But generally speaking, most restaurants that sell them now, they're usually good.
Actually, you know what? When I was in Hawaii, I had one that was really good. I can't remember. I have to see
Mm,
if I can figure out what the name of the restaurant was. It was good. It could have used a little more than just some butter, but like they had
yeah.
like the right stuff in the bag, like they had the right balance. It was not like that was good, but like overall, I won't even touch it nowhere. I had been
Yeah.
away from home long enough. I was waiting for
It was just funny because people like, man, y'all known for the crab cake. I was like, we're known for the Merlin blue crab as well. Stop it. We're known for seafood, period, if you want to be honest.
Yeah.
It's something just about that Chesapeake water that it just tastes different. Cause like people around the country are like, yeah, your blue crabs, they didn't really taste no, they didn't taste good because y'all didn't have genuine Merlin blue crabs. The blue crabs are only in the Chesapeake. Don't get it twisted. Well, the ones from the Chesapeake, let's put it that way. You didn't have those. I don't know what's in that water. And on top of that, y'all don't know how to season out crabs. So let that go. Come to Maryland if you want Maryland style crabs. However, go with somebody from here to go where you're gonna pick it up. Because if you go to the wrong place, that is on you. There's multiple places you can go, but there's an off chance that you could select the wrong place. I would not rely on yourself.
Crab houses here, not all of them are going to be good. So
Nope.
even then, just because you're in the geographical location doesn't mean it's going to be a hit.
Nope.
Do your research. Talk to a local.
Absolutely.
PSA for all of you coming to visit anytime soon.
Oh man, that's wild. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're not gonna know who this basketball player is because you don't watch the NBA. However, this specific player did something that just grinded my gears the other day. And I did not like the comments that I was seeing from men, and it shows where men's mindset. Well, I really want to call their asses little boys for real, if you want to be honest. But these comments about how he reacted was just it just put a nasty foul ass taste in my mouth. And how they went about it was just like ridiculous. And I could see they was just giving red pill energy. So Joel Embiid, he plays for the 76ers or whatever. The Philadelphia, we everybody call them the Sixers. Anyway, plays for Philadelphia 76ers. He is their center. I say this with all the love in my heart. He be missing hella games for multiple reasons. Okay. And everybody that had watched the Sixers know this man miss hella games. Why is it? And I felt like this was just a ploy at this point for him to either miss games or he really just liked this in real in person, period, point blank. So it was a female ref. She called now whether or not it was actually like a foul or not a foul or whatever is irrelevant. It's basketball. There's gonna be some missed calls, even if it was or wasn't, doesn't matter. But what in your spirit? Mind you, she didn't even call a tech on this man. Okay? He wasn't about to get ejected from the game, none of that stuff. So he starts cussing and fussing and like charging towards this female referee as if he was going to put his hands on her. Sir, you got attacked, then you got thrown out the game. Because of course she hit you with the first tech and she hit you with the second one. You're now ejected. Y'all can't tell me this man really want to play basketball. Y'all can't tell me this is a decent human being. Oh, he wasn't in his feelings. That man knew he was charging at that female and kept coming after her. Like even after he was ejected, he just kept trying to go towards her. So first of all, it's a 7-foot man. He is 7 feet. Yes. 7 feet.
It's not clicking in my brain. Why? Like,
I don't know if he just been frustrated himself because to me he has not been playing his best basketball. He wasn't even playing his best basketball when he joined Team USA this summer. Mind you, he's not from the United States, by the way.
okay.
But he got the dual citizenship or whatever.
Right.
So he decided that instead of going to play, because he also could have played for France, by the way, and then I think there's one other country he technically could have played for or something. Regardless of the fact, bro, you ain't been playing that good anyway, in my eyes. So why did these men feel the need to go to the comments under this video? Oh, if she wanted to be a ref in the NBA, she got to take it just like the men take it, and and equal rights came up. I'm like, what is equal rights? This is how dumb men are. Y'all don't even understand what the equal rights movement was about. And I got on somebody today and about this as well. And only because the female phrased it wrong. She was like, it was one of those videos like, why do you guys think that we want equal rights? We didn't want that. Like, no woman really wanted that. We don't want to go out here and have to work this hard and do this and da 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 da. And I'm like, you're getting equal rights. Because then she threw feminism in there. Man, what you're referring to is really new age feminism. This has nothing to do with what you're referring to. What you're referring to is the new age, new era feminists who think it's disrespectful for a man to open a door. They want to argue with him. They want to go toe to toe with him. Like, they think they're super independent women. Like, they're not just regular independent. Like, I'm taking care of myself and I have receiving energy to receive a man into my life. No, they're so independent that they force masculine energy away from them. That's who the hell you're talking about. These men not realizing that dumbass, the equality that the women were screaming about is because they were getting raped and they couldn't fight it. They couldn't divorce their husbands. Whatever his credit was like, or what, not even like whatever was not even credit, because they didn't really have credit back then. Whatever his reputation was, this man could have kids 2 houses down, a house down, or whatever, and you couldn't even lead this damn man. Yeah, they were stuck in abusive ass relationships and could not go nowhere.
That's one of the things too that could possibly be in danger. A lot of y'all don't understand what a no-fault divorce is, but let me tell you something. The reason that a lot of people are afraid of this next coming season is because if they get rid of no-fault divorce, you literally have to wait for that man to kill you to be able to divorce him. You cannot leave them. Irreconcilable differences ain't gonna be a thing no more.
Because my thing is this: you can totally divorce and not have to pay alimony and all that other stuff if it's amicable.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be gone. That could be gone. And y'all are gonna stay, y'all are gonna be stuck in these things.
My thing is, don't get mad because you chose a partner incorrectly. Right. And most men are like, we only getting divorced because you want to get a divorce. No, women are getting divorced because they try to get and fucking use like a damn dirty ass mop or dishcloth. Like, let's be for real. Y'all want to be in these marriages with these women and be able to behave and do whatever behaviors you want to, right, and hurt them, and then live this lifestyle that you want to live. Right. No, that's not how marriage works. And on top of that, the United States, for a president that's supposed for a party as a whole to claim that they are Christians, the one thing that you can get divorced in the Bible for is what? Say it for the people in the back. Adultery. Imagine that.
Yeah, but they weren't even allowed that.
No, they weren't. The equal rights. But this country was supposed to be so Christian and built on Christian values. Right. No, y'all are built on the type of Christianity that y'all want to make up. Like, stop playing. Yeah. Y'all want the rules that benefit men. Yep. They don't benefit nobody else, but they benefit men. Yes. At the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you, His biggest would have came at the wrong female. It'd have been a man waiting outside ready for him. Don't care his name is Joel Embiid or whomever.
And my thing is,
That dude is too big. He could have literally killed that woman.
that whole argument, women want to be too. Y'all, they shouldn't even be getting in the men's faces. They shouldn't even be getting in the men's faces.
No. And the crazy part about it is, you have yet to see in the WNBA, since we want to flip it to the women, jumping in any of those male ref faces. They will say something to them, but they're not charging towards them. Stop the cat.
You can run your mouth.
You can ring him off as much as you want to, but don't come charging towards me like you fitting to beat my, like, no.
That's stupid. No.
Big and dumb.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to a more positive topic.
Okay.
Even though who knows what's get ready to be in store for us these next 4 years. We just going to go to next year. All right. So, what is on your list of goals and a possible reset for 2025?
I've only got one word that just jumped in my head, and it's personal for me. I need stabilization. I need to stabilize. Since my separation started, have stabilized the child's life as much as possible. Focus on that. I need to stabilize myself. That's a lot of things wrapped up in that you understand that I'm not willing necessarily to put on the internet, but I need to stabilize. That is what I truly need to work on this next, however long it's going to take. Because it might not be just a year, but I need to focus on that. And I'm just trying to shift it now to that, instead of just worrying about what's best for everybody else. Because I am a huge guilty party in that, not thinking about yourself and thinking about everybody else.
Well, hey, you do it. I mean, it's coming.
Right.
Positive intent on everything. It does.
You know what I mean?
It's not, but you know, at the end of the day, I would not beat myself up because things not exactly going how I want them to go right that second, because there is no point.
Right.
You can get as angry as the hell you want it. That's not changing your situation.
It does not.
So
That's true.
I would definitely just work on that positive thoughts. Keep it moving. I'm like, do I have a super bucket list for next year?
Right.
I mean, obviously, like fasting, whatever that means. There's a specific type of fast that I'm going to put myself on, but it will allow me obviously to eat. It does involve some type of intermittent fasting. Other than that, there's some things that I want to do with our specific like YouTube, possibly like a Patreon at some point. But I can't really spoil all of those.
Right.
Possible vlogs coming soon. And as far as like, I don't know, I might try a vision board. I'm not really a vision board type person. It might be easier for me to start a planner versus a vision board, but I feel like they go hand in hand.
I can see you do a vision board before a planner.
I don't really like cutting out stuff or pasting stuff. Like that's just not. That's not my thing.
That's true. It can be. Can you do a virtual one? Now that. If you can do a virtual one, you got that bag.
Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, getting involved in more of the stock market and stuff like that. We will see. And hopefully by the end of 2025, looking in the direction of purchasing a home. God knows where to be at, because I'm not necessarily nailed down to one location or another. But we will see. All right, so opinions about men that always have an excuse about why they can't commit.
You said men, you meant boys.
Basically.
Yeah, that's the behavior.
Because the thing, this is how I feel about it. How is it that all of a sudden in the world there's no good women, like nowhere, but y'all claim there's good men out there, right? Which, and I'm not gonna say they aren't, but how is it if there's good men, there's not good women? Are y'all this dense
We
that
said,
y'all are buying?
we said the same thing too, by the way, about women talking about that. We literally said the same thing. That's not just because we're talking about men. We literally said women just do this, be doing this shit too. Men, it's a different way. Y'all be doing this.
I'm not even gonna say it's all women. There's a
It's not all,
specific group,
just like it's not all
but
men,
there's a larger population of men right now that do this. They are non-committal. They won't try to commit, and then they will find every excuse in the book not to do it.
or that half-ass commit.
These are young boys. That's how I feel about it. I don't care what the age is, because this is in their 50s still crying about this.
Yeah, that's boy
But
behavior.
it is boy behavior.
Yeah.
Just say that you can't find who you're looking for because you're too busy and too distracted by something that's going to give you temporary success or temporary satisfaction. It has nothing to do with women out there. It's plenty of good women out there. Y'all just don't know where to find them because y'all keep hanging around the dumbest place of places. And that's who you're encountering. That has nothing to do with, it's no way. We got all the major cities in the world. We all the ones in the United States, especially the ones in the United States. It listen, we have New York, you got Boston, you have Chicago, you have the whole entirety of the damn East Coast, the whole entirety of the West Coast. Granted, I would stay away from LA because it's very giving demonic, it's giving very much demonic energy. Not saying that there's not good girls inside of LA. It's just you gonna have to find some slim pickings. That's just is what it is. It's probably not going to be for you, especially if you claim that you're trying to be committed. You're not trying to be committed. You just want every excuse not to be. You got Texas with Dallas, Houston. Like, stop making this stuff up. Y'all just sound stupid. Please stay away from Atlanta as well. You're going to find some, but it's going to be mighty hard because Atlanta is like the second LA. Leave that alone. That is like the second Sin City, third, whatever. Vegas is an absolute hell no. Don't do it to yourself. Go there, have fun, dip off. It's a couple people probably on the outskirts. You had to really search for them to find them. I'm just telling you, do not do it to yourself. Florida, you better watch out where you going at. But you got Jacksonville, you got Miami, you got all of South Florida, and you can't find not one. It's you. It's you. You are the problem. It's not these women. It's literally you. You got churches. You can go walk into a church. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's a sister in that church right now, and you don't want to be found. That's the problem. You don't want to.
Right. Women in church just waiting to find a good man for their child. Okay, it's a lot.
Not even. I wouldn't say for their child. I mean, for them, because like now you putting it on the fact that they might have kids, and that might not be the case.
Well, no, I meant like the older women whose daughters are single and are just looking for someone to introduce their daughter to.
Yeah, I mean maybe. But at the end of the day, like if you're a good man, you wouldn't have a problem finding a good woman. Like it's too many options out here. And a lot of y'all keep going for the same type of option, but come and driving the same result. Like that's stupid. Like, sir, it's not gonna happen for you. At the end of the day, if you really wanted to, you would find one. You don't want one. That's why you're not really finding one. You are going into whatever situation it is, assuming ill intent or just not wanting to get involved and you just want to be out there and have fun. And a lot of y'all use them lame, stupid ass excuses. Oh, I'm just trying to see where things go. You don't have a plan, which is very not masculine at all. Anytime you tell a woman something like that, it is not masculine. We do not want to hear it. Like, we don't. You're going to find somebody that has low self-esteem or that's super young and stupid that's going to accept that. Sorry about it. Anyway, let us know how you guys feel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We see you guys next time. Peace.